What is up, you guys? Matt Moghaddam here, aka Desert Chief, only on Driving Lines Chasing Dust, and I've got a great episode for you guys today. I'm going to introduce you to an all-new build, something that's wild, totally out of the norm. Really cool vehicle here. But first, I want to catch you up to speed about a little bit about what's going on with me lately. So as many of you guys know, I've been working for Driving Line for about 4 or 5 years now, doing a lot of content, both online, social media, video content, just like this show. But earlier this year, I took on a role at a company called Project X, and I'm doing this in addition to everything I'm doing for Driving Line. So don't worry, Chasing Dust is not going anywhere. I'm still gonna be with you guys doing these videos for you, but I am gonna be filling up some of my other time working for a company called Project X, and they are building a lot of off-road accessories and stuff that's new to this market. Very cool, innovative stuff. So I can't wait to show you more about that. But for today's episode, I'm gonna be introducing you to their new build. This is our new company vehicle, and I think it's gonna be one of the coolest off-road vehicles I'll ever have the pleasure of taking out on the trail. So without any further ado, let me introduce you guys to this all-new 2021 Ford Bronco RTR Fun-Runner edition. Let's get into it. Now, of course, RTR is Vaughn Gittin JR's line of vehicles he's creating for the actual public, for the market to go out and purchase. Vaughn Gittin JR's teamed up with Loren Healy. They're both part of Team Fun-Haver Off-Road, and they race those 4400 class Broncos you've seen out there at King of the Hammers and all the other Ultra 4 races. Some pretty awesome vehicles. But you might not have known that Vaughn Gittin JR and Loren Healy actually were a pretty integral part of the development of the new Ford Bronco as well. These were the guys that were out there testing the Broncos out in Johnson Valley, some of the harshest conditions you can find anywhere. And they're the ones that are talking to the Ford engineering teams, giving them feedback, telling them what works, what doesn't work, what they can improve on, all that stuff. So they really have a lot to do with the Ford Bronco. They're around it for a very long time before anybody else got their hands on it. And so what do? They went out and they built a better version of it for themselves. This is an RTR Ford Bronco, which is a vehicle that RTR builds. This Vaughn Gittin JR's line of vehicles. He's got Mustangs, they've got Ford Rangers, they've got Broncos, all kinds of vehicles. And so this is the new platform for RTR. However, they went and actually added a lot of things to this, and that's what makes it the Fun-Runner. This is actually the first Fun-Runner Bronco that came in a 4-door. They released their first Fun-Runner Bronco last year at SEMA. It was a 2-door build. You guys may have seen it here on Driving Line, and that was actually in Ford's booth. But then Project X, the company I'm working for, we commissioned those guys. You know, they're partners of us too, and we said, hey, we want you guys to build us a really badass 4-door version of the Fun-Runner Bronco you guys had at SEMA last year. So the guys over at the RTR lab got to work building their first 4-door Fun-Runner Bronco. It's got a wide body system on it. This is fiberglass front and rear fenders right here. They're about 5 inches over per side, and it really gives it that cool kind of race car inspired, you know, look to it. The same as like their Ultra 4 Broncos, you know, those 4400 cars that are super wide with the front axles. It's really nice looking. It's unique. You know, you really don't see anything like this out there right now when it comes to these Broncos, and it gets a lot of looks. People are always asking us, you know, what are those? Where can we get those? So these are actually all the parts that are on this vehicle right now are prototype parts that will be available from Fun-Haver very soon for this Bronco platform. But we were lucky enough to be able to get the prototypes and really put them to the test. We actually took delivery of this vehicle from Project X out in Moab during Easter Jeep Safari. So we were the guys crashing the party out there, you know, with the Bronco and all these Jeeps. But we really knew that we had to put it to the test. We had to see what this thing could do. Having this wider track width, having the extra travel, the bigger tires, it all just really works really well for a lot of different kinds of off-road. But there's nothing really more hardcore than wheeling in Moab. So we wanted to see if it can do that first. And of course, the next thing you notice beyond the body is going to be the suspension. Of course, the Ford Bronco Raptor is going to be a wider version, you know, when it comes to track width. However, it's not available yet. So the guys over at Fun-Haver actually designed this new 4-wheel drive mid-travel system, which is 3 inches wider per side. It consists of lower control arms, upper control arms, RCV axles that are 3 inches wider as well, and it gives it a new tie rod as well, which is made out of billet. Super nice. It's an adjustable one with the tie rod end on there. So you can see that there's a lot that went into this, the design of this suspension here. In terms of shocks, the guys at the RTR lab went for a set of 2.5 Fox coilovers. These have the remote reservoirs as well as the compression and rebound adjusters right there. If you're going rock crawling, you can turn them down nice and soft. And then of course, if you're gonna hit the wide open desert, you want to turn them up a little bit, get some more compression and rebound out of it. But overall, they ride very nice on the street and on the trail. So we're very happy with them. You're gonna find a similar setup in the back here with the same Fox 2.5 coilovers with the same remote reservoirs and adjusters back here too. Of course, I'm used to a truck that's got leaf springs and a bed that really doesn't have a lot of weight back there. So driving this off-road is a totally different experience. You have a linked suspension system in the rear with that solid Dana 44 axle in the rear. There's a Dana 44 Advantech front axle over here on the front. But overall, it rides really, really smooth, especially for an SUV that's got a ton of weight back there. I think it's great that Ford did that style of suspension on this vehicle because it makes it very easy to modify. All we had to do is swap that coil and shock out for a specific coilover that's built for this vehicle that Fox makes. All right, so we covered the suspension. Now that brings us to the wheels and tires. We've got a set of 37-inch Nitto trail grapplers wrapped around a set of RTR Tech 6 beadlock wheels. These are beadlock wheels they developed on the same platform as their Tech 6 wheels that are available right now. Very cool to have the beadlock option for the hardcore off-roaders who really want to air those tires down. They ride very nice and smooth on the street. You know, the characteristics are super nice on the street. You can daily drive them, no problem. You know, they aren't going to be as quiet as an all-terrain, but you do get the added benefit of having the maximum amount of grip and traction, and the bite between these lugs is just ridiculous. It's got a very strong sidewall, so you don't have to worry about any side impacts when you're coming, you know, down a rock face or something, which happens quite often when you're doing any kind of wheeling out in Moab or the Rubicon Trail and things like that. You can air them down. They get even better when they're aired down on the rocks. But even in the fast desert, they do really, really well. We take them across, you know, whoop sections and sand all across Johnson Valley, all across California. You know, they're amazing, amazing off-road tires. And if that's what you want to do with this Bronco or your Bronco at home, definitely want to check out the Trail Grappler. And then pairing it with these RTR beadlock Tech 6 wheels is just the ultimate combo for this vehicle. Now, beyond the wheels, the tires, and the suspension on this Bronco, the guys over at Fun-Haver wanted to create a whole list of parts that you could add to your Bronco that make it look really good, make it perform really well, and they still retain all of the factory Ford functionality. So I'm going to talk about the front bumper first. What we got here is a set of tubular end caps for the factory front bumper, and Fun-Haver built these to give it a little bit of a different styling cue, as well as to, you know, extend this out just a little bit more to give you a little bit of extra protection. They look really nice. They're bolt-on, super easy to install, and I really like the way they kind of make this bumper give it a little bit more of an aggressive look. Also on this factory front bumper are a set of 4 Project X HP70 LED lights. These are the 7-inch round lights, and they're held onto the bumper by these RTR brackets that are going to be available from Fun-Haver as well. The outer ones actually already have holes in the bumper, in the factory Ford bumper, so you can just mount these outside lights without having to do any modifications. If you want all 4 like we've got on this Bronco, you will have to drill these holes and mount the lights to those brackets through those holes as well, but it's really not a big deal. They're super easy to put on, and it gives you a ton of light output on the front of the vehicle. And speaking of lights, this is the RTR front grille, which actually has amber switchbacks right here, some really cool lighting features that kind of complement the factory Bronco headlights as well, and it retains the factory trail cam up front. Just a different styling cue for the front of the Bronco that actually changes the whole front end. I really like the way that this grille looks on this car. Moving up to the roof over here, there's a set of 5 Project X FF70 LED lights, and these are actually held on by a bracket that Fun-Haver is building with a wiring harness that they're also going to be producing. So this is going to come as a whole package. You can buy this from RTR and Fun-Haver right now, and you can just bolt it into your Bronco using the factory Ford accessory ready points on the roof right there. It's super easy to install them. So if you are looking to get some extra lighting on the roof of your Bronco, that's a great option to go for. Moving on down the line here is an absolute must for anybody who does any kind of hardcore off-roading. You definitely want to get these RTR rock sliders. These are a great upgrade to have, whether you're doing rock crawling or just kind of light trails. They double as a step as well as keeping the rocker panel right here protected from any kind of rocks that you might come down onto. What I really, really love about this kick out right here is that its main function is so that you can slide along a rock, and then it will actually push the vehicle off of that rock with this kick out so that you can make contact with it with your tire and get up and over. Kickouts are a great addition to these sliders, and I think that they also do a great job at doubling as a step so you can get up and grab things off of a roof rack or something like that. They look really, really sharp, and I think that it's definitely one of those those must-have mods for anybody who plans on off-roading their Bronco. Moving along here to the back of the rig, we've got a tubular bumper right here with a tire carrier and a few other accessories. There's a lot going on here, but Fun-Haver is building this bumper. It looks really sharp, really follows the body lines well. Gives you a lot of extra protection right here by, you know, sticking out past the body a couple of inches. Super nice. I really like that they have the toe points here so that if you need to do a recovery or something, you can do that easily with these. But this is a lot more than just a regular bumper. You know, you got a jerry can right here, which is a 5-gallon can. There's a mount for it right here. It securely attaches to it. You can pop this up and grab your water or your gas or whatever you're gonna put in there. There's an integrated high lift jack mount at the back right here. Also raises up the third brake light higher than the tire so that you can see it when you have bigger tires on there. Perfectly integrates the factory rear backup camera, and this is a full-size 37-inch spare, and it's solid. You know, you can go wheeling with this all day long and it doesn't rattle, doesn't make any noise. Just simply mounting a 37-inch trail grappler to the back of your Bronco may not be such a good idea. So what Fun-Haver did was they actually went ahead and reinforced this bumper with a really nice bracket here. It actually all moves together with one motion, very easy to open and close, and it's very strong. So you can be going down the trail and this thing doesn't rattle or make a bunch of noise as you're going down the road. It's really, really solid. It's definitely a must-have modification for anybody who does a lot of hardcore wheeling and they want to upgrade their tire size so that they have a little bit of peace of mind that you can put a big, big, heavy tire back here without worrying about it. In the trunk here, we've got a Blizzard box. This is actually also from Project X. These are our own fridges that we're making now, and the mount for it as well to slide all the way out. You can grab your drinks, grab whatever you want back here. It's empty right now, but makes it very easy for you to get back here and grab a cold drink or make lunch while you're on the trail. As for the interior goes, it's mostly a stock Bronco interior. We did add a couple of things here, so I want to show you. First and foremost, we have a set of Recaro race seats in here. These are super, super comfortable. Even on long road trips, they hug you really nice when you're going off-road. Whether you're going fast or slow, they're really nice. They do have the pass-throughs for the harnesses, which we will be adding on at a later time, but a very good upgrade for somebody who wants to do a lot of performance driving. And these brackets are actually from Fun-Haver as well. So if you want to do these Recaro seats, you can get these brackets and they bolt right into factory locations, and they even have sliders so you can move the seats forward and back. If you got power seats, you're going to be giving that up when it comes to these race seats, but in my opinion, it's a fair trade because these seats are so comfortable to drive around town and on the trail as well. We've also got a set of RTR molded floor mats right here. These are super nice for keeping the interior clean when you're out on the trail. Any kind of dirt, mud, debris, whatever you got on your shoes, very easy to just pop off, take it out of the vehicle, clean it, and then let it dry and pop it right back in. Now, coming around here under the hood, I wanted to show you guys some of the performance modifications we've made to this Bronco. This has a K&N cold air intake system on it, as well as the K&N charge pipes, which you can see right here going to the turbochargers. And these are going to really help you in keeping things cool when it comes to the intercooler on this. There are some upgraded intercoolers out there that are going to be installed on this vehicle. I think we're going to be doing the Whipple one on this build later on, but for now it's a great upgrade to have that cold air intake from K&N with that cleanable filter right there, as well as the upgraded charge pipes going into the turbos. So until we get that intercooler, these will do just fine for now. We're heading into summer, and so far we haven't had any issues with horsepower drops or any kind of power drops when it comes to hot and, you know, humid weather or anything like that out here. Of course, the last item on our list here, performance parts, we've got a catback exhaust system from MBRP. Sounds really, really nice. A good throaty sound to it. Doesn't drone inside the cab, and definitely frees up some horsepower with these turbocharged EcoBoost vehicles. So we're very happy with that system from MBRP, and they're making this kit for the Bronco as well as a few others, so definitely check them out too. I think for me as a hardcore off-roader, the Fun-Haver parts that are going to be available for this Bronco platform are the perfect marriage to the actual Bronco platform itself. Ford's engineers spent a lot of time and millions of dollars in R&D to add all the functionality and the features that come in with this car from the dealership, just stock. But if you are somebody who wants to give it a little bit more of a step up and really, you know, put some bigger tires on this, some better suspension on there, and really use this vehicle for what it's for, that's where these Fun-Haver parts really come into play. And I can't wait for them to be available to the public so you guys can go out there and build your own version of these Fun-Runner Broncos. Now, it's summertime in SoCal for me, so it's not going to be a lot of desert driving coming up soon, but we do have a lot of amazing mountain trails in this state, and I can't wait to take the Project X Bronco out there and really put it to the test in the mountains and see what it can do. But that's going to do it for us today, you guys. Thanks for following along as I showed you guys the all-new Project X Fun-Runner Bronco from Fun-Haver Off-Road. And I know we're gonna be doing a lot more trails with this rig, so be sure you guys are following this channel, subscribe to Driving Line. And even if you're not into off-road vehicles, we do all kinds of videos here, from trail reviews to part reviews, racing of all different sorts, whether it's on the pavement or off-road. You know, we do it all here for the automotive enthusiasts in general, so make sure you guys subscribe so you never miss a video. But that's gonna do it for us today. This has been your host, Matt Moghaddam, only on Driving Lines, Chasing Dust, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching Driving Line. If you guys like this video, consider subscribing to our channel so you'll never miss any of the content we create here. Whether you're into trucks, Jeeps, imports, domestic vehicles, or anything in between, we are here to fuel your passion. So hit that subscribe button and we'll see you guys next time.